Thompson Pango, and this is actually a fine mid hero to pick early because, as I said, Pango is one of those heroes who can survive the lane against pretty much any hero. He doesn't really win lanes, but he survives lanes. But at the same time, they could also just decide to play him as a position 4 and just pick some crazy good last pick for Thompson.
Yeah, and the instant rebuttal with the Morphling. My understanding is people like the Morphling into the Pangolier because you become the Pangolier and then you just have that wonderful swashbuckle ability on yourself.
That's true, but at the same time, we did see how effective Thompson's build was last game against this Morphling. He's just buying that diffusal and draining all of his mana leaves the Morphling so vulnerable. So I'm not sure if I love this Morphling pick too much.
Yeah, OG, they do get rid of the Razor, which makes me think it might be they're just trying to set up for as good a lane for Thompson if he does have to take that Pangolier mid. And also the Razor, you know, he is one of the heroes of this patch. We've seen him either banned or taken out in first phases for most of our games now.
Yeah, it's one of Pinkfinchek's most played heroes in this this last month. It's a bit curious though, because Pango is generally picked as a hero against the Razor, for the same reason that Liquid picked Ricky, because you can just jump away when you get drained. So it's a bit curious, and it could be a sign that OG is maybe trying to pick a hero that usually doesn't play too well into a Razor, like a Troll again. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah, they have taken out the OD versus the Morphling, just curing that Morphling's game a little bit more. That's what I think of.
It's interesting though, because we haven't really seen Thompson play too much OD, have we?
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, he just loves these unique heroes. I don't doubt that, you know, he can play the standard core set of mid heroes, but he just doesn't find them as fun, and OG are willing to give him whatever he wants, it seems.
OG's turn to pick.
Yeah, I feel like it's for OG, they pick heroes that are strong, but at the same time they just want to have fun. They're like, we are a pretty world-class team, and if we have fun, we just play better. I feel like every time you watch OG, you can just imagine them smiling like idiots behind their PC screen every time, and I love it.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, it really does come out when they use their chat wheels. Like, you're right. You do get to see the personalities behind the players even while they're playing. That sometimes I don't think you get from other people. And it seems you were totally right about that Razor ban leading into Patrol Warlord. Once again, they really like it as a counter to this Morphling, and we saw why in the last game. Because once he was on top of him, he was just getting the ensnares, and Morphling was not getting away.
Alright, this does probably tell Singularity about 2 out of 3 coins for the side of OG. But how do they punish this? That's the question. Most of the strongest heroes against Troll have already been taken out. Like, there is no OD. Singularity themselves actually banned the Nature's Prophet. There is no Razor. I'm just trying to think about which heroes fare well against Troll.
I mean, just as we're talking about the amount of fun that they're having, they are spamming these voice lines a lot.
Maybe it's too much fun.
Beastmaster.
And interesting, once again, Beast being picked into a Troll. And I'm really not sure about this, because it's decent against Pango, because you can just roar him inside the Rolling Thunder. But it's pretty bad against Oracle, because he can just dispel the Roy, and it doesn't win lanes against Trolls. So I feel like this Beast, while being a strong hero in general, is really questionable in this game.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you're gonna have an even tougher lane because you don't have that regen that you're getting given by the Enigma. I mean, obviously you're not by yourself this time, because I assume EGM will come to your lane. So maybe they think the Tiny's able to be the difference maker.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, I guess so. And we see a Batrider. Is interesting. This is one of the better heroes to lane against Morphling, but at the same time, for Singularity, we've seen both Pinkfinchek and Excalibur play mid depending on the hero, so this very well could be a Morphling mid, which is a pretty damn good hero against Pango in lane. So
10 seconds.
that leaves the
remaining.
option for a Singularity to pick a hero that lanes well against Batrider,
5
something like
seconds
a
remaining.
Jug or Lifestealer, for example. Both of which
Yeah.
are kind of bad against Troll, so...
So,
Yeah,
so you
it's
think
tough.
you think there's the idea of, you know, forcing them to pick one of those heroes and knowing they've already got them countered with the troll?
Yeah, it's nice because heroes that are good against bad, well, no, pun not intended this time. They tend to be bad against Troll.
OG's turn to battle.
And we
Yeah,
see it very-
and I do want to say they've had this Batrider pick planned for a while, because Shashlo, I do know he's one of the few people who loves that Legion Commander, and they've already got rid of everyone else who purges it off. They've taken the Oracle themselves. There's no Abdon in the pool, so it looks like they were already planning it. But they've taken the Venge as their counter to Batrider, but it doesn't really help in the lane, does it?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they're still gonna struggle a lot with Morphling Venge against the Bat. Even if they decide to go for something like a tri-lane, they're still gonna struggle a lot if they do decide to put this Morphling on the bottom lane. Especially if OG decides to pick another strong position for a hero to accompany this Batrider.
Yeah, again, OG, with their last pick, you know, they have the flexibility. This is what they did so well last time, because you don't know, is this the Thompson Pangolier? It might be, but, you know, there's also the possibility that Jerax is more than happy playing it, and OG have secured themselves last pick. So, you know, they're going to be able to counter your entire draft if they need to.
Yeah, and that is just the strength of picking flexible heroes and having last pick. We've seen discussions and arguments about which one is better, but in games like this, I feel like there's just so much flexibility coming out from having this last pick. And on top of that, they also have Radiant.
Yeah, Radiant is the side that has the higher win percentage in pubs. Does it also have a much higher win
10
percentage in pro
seconds
games?
remaining.
I think it still has a higher win rate, yeah. I'm
5
not
seconds
exactly sure
remaining.
about the stats, but I would assume so. It has in the past, at least.
Yeah, because I know in the pub matches it's like 55% to 45%, but it might be something similar like that in pro matches. But the pros obviously like Radiant for a different reason. Anyways, Singularity, they're taking their time here with their last ban and pick. So it looks like they've decided they still need a mid hero, and they're getting with that Lina.
And that could mean that it is gonna be a Morphling mid, because Lina is one of those heroes who lanes quite well against Morph.
It's a tough pick for them, but you're right. I can't think of a
10
carry that
seconds
really.
remaining.
I think they have to pick the Juggernaut, because otherwise who is going to
5
lane versus
seconds
this Batrider?
I mean, they could pick something really aggressive too and try to take the fight to the bat instead of like running away. But I can't really think of something that is good. PL is an option against bat, but at the same time, it's not so great against Pungal. Deals decently with Troll, but I feel like it's just kind of weak. I guess they have the option of going for Naga as well. But once again, it feels like it would put them in such a tough position, because then they can't really fight.
OG's turn to pick.
And they're gonna go for a Storm, so it's gonna be the Morphling on mid and the Storm safe, or the other way around. I feel like both of them
It's got to be the other way around, right? Storm Spirit needs the levels more than, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, they could just pick something that completely counters Storm, and then they're
10
setting
seconds
themselves up to
remaining.
lose every single lane.
I mean, OG, it looks like another great
5
silencer
seconds
game,
remaining.
like mid silencer. I'd love to see that again.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool here.
Yeah, it always seems to me that OG, with their drafts today, they feel like they've done very
Now
well.
select your heroes.
Right. So they picked two of Anna's signature heroes. I wonder which one he's gonna play.
It's actually a good point, because yeah, he's their troll player.
Right, so it's gonna be the Ember Spirit on mid, but I'm still not entirely sure which one of their heroes, Team Singularity, is gonna play mid, because I feel like Morphling is better against Ember mid lane than Storm.
Why do you feel OG picked this Ember Spirit? What do you think it achieved for their draft that they felt they were lacking?
Well, in the mid game, it's kind of stronger against Torn because you have a really good way of catching him. And well, it's a comfort hero for them, but at the same time, there is always the risk of getting roed, and Morphling in the mid game is super good against Ember. So I feel like it mostly comes down to the tempo they want to play as well as just personal preference hero-wise. Because I don't feel like this is necessarily the best Ember game.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense to me. And also, I've seen a fair amount of Morphlings take over Ember Spirits, and even without the Remnants, do crazy good things. What? Why do they call it the cheese?
I don't know, but I've seen multiple highlight videos of Japanese casters screaming it while Ember was doing it.
Parmesan
It's actually
Reggiano.
true, you can Google it if you want to. It's beautiful.
I mean, okay, maybe next time it happens, I'll give it a go myself. Once
Right.
OG let me get a
Looking
word
forward.
in edgewise, I'll be a Japanese caster just for the one team fight, the one ability.
So OG gonna go for a smoke here. Very sneaky. They didn't smoke up Thompson,
Yeah.
which is intended because he wants to show on mid, scout for the words. So it looks like Excalibur might not see this coming. Careful, Steve.
How much lockdown do they have? They have the Swashbuckle as well as the Fortune's End. They're going for the channel on top of Excalibur. He has the morph, so no way of getting out. But actually, bottom lane, it looks like Shashlo managed to kill Seb. It looks like we were watching the wrong engagement because here in bottom, they were able to find Seb.
Yeah, looks like Singularity had the same idea, and they just did a toss into a stun, it seems. And then with the boy slow, no escape for Seb. But you asked if they had enough lockdown on OG, but I don't think lockdown matters against Morphling level 1, because he's just so weak. I feel like Morphling should honestly just morph up to 1000 HP at the start, because we've seen them first blooded so many times.
Just for the safety, be at full health.
Yeah.
Maposhka actually here, is he thinking about sniping a courier? Or no, he's going to his lane. So I was curious about what his... Oh, they have a Hawk here. I don't quite understand what this Maposhka rotation was for.
I feel like they just wanted to see if OG was gonna go for a lane swap, but it doesn't look like they are planning.
Shashlo, I think, might be in real trouble. The Swashbuckle is still on cooldown. No Tails busy dealing with the boar so that Jerax doesn't get slowed. And it looks like this might be a very long chase until Shashlo goes down. They do have the Orb of Venom, and that's what's happening. But Shashlo is actually going to be okay. DPN from Media. But yeah, Seb, in this bottom lane, you can see Excalibur, so many stacks, and he just has to back off. I don't know how they're going to deal with this Batrider.
Yeah, and level 1 it's manageable, but the moment it's level 2, Excalibur could be in real trouble here.
Yeah, and especially the fact they've left him alone means he's going to get that level 2 way before the side of Singularity does. And he just hits it, and then Maposhka's an easy kill. Excalibur trying to put in a bit of damage into Seb, but it is going to work. But that's just an easy kill for this Batrider.
Yeah, we could see that he was waiting for the creep to die for level 2. And at the same time, Miposhka actually committed a stun before he hit level 2, so he just ran at the Venge. Nothing could stop him.
Yeah, it's Excalibur, they have a stun, they do have the attack right, and I think Seb is going to drop here.
Very nice kill there. They really need stuff like this. They need OG to make mistakes to get a foothold in this game.
Yeah, they have the slow over onto Shashlo, as well as held in place with the Fortune End. They're not even using the Swashbuckle here on Jerax because they want to give the kill over to Ana. Jerax is usually one of those people I think of stealing all the kills, but I guess maybe that is just a bit of me. Maybe he is, you know, thinking about his carry sometimes.
Sometimes. Miposhka does have it in this rune. Could try to make something happen. But looks like Seb is actually going deep on Excalibur.
Yeah, he's so aggressive, but Excalibur is right next to his tower that he is going to be okay. But now that Miposhka's here, I think Seb, once that Firefly wears off, might actually be in trouble. He's actually kept the stacks up on Excalibur, so he needs to be careful. But with Miposhka there, caught in between the towers, with the wave of terror, Excalibur 9 stacks. But with the adapt strike, he does actually have enough damage. And Seb perhaps being a bit over-aggressive here.
Churchlow once again.
Yes, they've already lost EGM and now Sashlo. Jerax, he doesn't have Swashbuckle for a little while, and they're TPing back in on EGM. Doesn't have Avalanche, but No Tail able to get the kill. The toss means they are able to get that trade. Sashlo with the ball. Jerax Swashbuckles away into the trees. Doesn't have the mana for the TP away. So if these balls are able to get the vision, Jerax would be in trouble. But he can sit here until he has the TP mana. A nice job there by No Tail, TPing to the mid lane, refilling the bottle of Thompson. That's nice teamwork there.
Looks like the Storm Ember matchup is pretty even so far. Both getting a bit of farm.
Yeah. I'm interested though, but Seb, just because of his aggression, he really isn't doing as well as he should be. You know, Excalibur's been able to get 2 kills on him, and now he's well behind in the CS.
I feel like it's conscious this. Yeah.
Oh, Seb, he's trying to get away to safety. Excalibur more than willing to hit instant. Does have one more point in that to strike, and he's gonna be able to get it.
But at the same time, we do see Ana digging up a chest with player card pack.
Oh, so you're posing the question: who's the real winner? Feeding your offlaner or getting a player card pack? And I do agree that OG comes out on top there.
But I feel like it's a conscious decision from OG to leave this bad solo for now to make sure that Ana has complete free farm on this troll. Like, they started this top lane as a tri lane, just making sure that once again this troll has an early lead against Beast, and at this point they are pretty comfortable just leaving him alone or with 1 support as opposed to 2. And the more ahead this troll is gonna get, the easier it is gonna be for the OG supports to rotate and start helping out this bat.
Yeah, I mean, we do see Jerax already in this bottom lane helping out Seb. Oh, I think they are trying to go for the kill. Excalibur doesn't waveform in, so he doesn't overcommit for it, just forcing him back, and that's another salve consumed by this Bat Rider, but now they're on top of the Pushka. They have the slow, and he's not going to be able to live through the Firefly, as well as the damage coming out from Jerax. And that fight, perfect time for the 5 minutes.
For sure. They leave one of the runes for Thompson. Very nice for him.
Never refuse gold given.
It looks like Thompson is actually going for a rotation here on level 5. No, he isn't. Just wants to get them bounty runes.
Yeah, it's Ana. He has his first Wraith Band. Phase boots next. On the bottom lane, Jerax is in a bit of trouble, but Seb, once again, only 1 stack up on Miposhka. Knows he doesn't have the stun for a little bit, and it looks like that Firefly was just there to be able to help Jerax out.
Yeah, it's quite risky to try and fight into this Morphling right now because he just does so much damage. Even when you get a few stacks on him, Morphling might just turn around, level 2 Venge down, you just go down as a bat.
So we haven't talked a lot about this mid lane. It looks like Thompson as well as Pinwichet just both of them pre-farming on. Now they've both hit level 6. Are any of the lanes really in trouble? Are these heroes looking to rotate or just continue their farm?
I feel like there are some opportunities to go for kills.
Yeah, and as we talk about that Pinwichet with a 1 point in the electric vortex, not even needing to pop his double damage. That's an easy Oracle kill for him. No Tail. Still stuck at level 3.
So yeah, I feel like Storm definitely has the option to go for kills on supports like Oracle, you know? This seems like the logical play to me.
Yeah, I would like to point out, have you seen where all these wards are for the side of Singularity? Like in this, near this Radiant Shrine? They're just controlling this area with 3 of their wards.
Yeah, they really want to make sure that Morphling has a good time.
Oh, the top forward! Oh, EGM. As I do say with the Tiny that this is always the poor man's big bag, and he's really showing it off there. He threw forward with the Poshka, so he was able to get the stun onto Jerax. It was such a nice play.
Ooh, ping check, getting really low on it.
Oh, so needs probably 2 more hits, and he gets it with the Fire Remnant. So outskilled there in the mid lane, but it looks like they're going to pay the price with Seb. Jerax, he doesn't have the Sword Rocket. It's still on cooldown. Excalibur is Firefly over, getting the vision there with the sticky napalm. Jarrett will have the Firefly in 4 seconds, but he's not going to be able to live through it. So Miposhka actually taking both those kills in the bottom lane.
I'm not sure how Finchek died there. He must have been low mana beforehand from farming before Thompson engaged.
But while we've been talking about other lanes, we talked about the great start on Ana that they secured for him with this tri-lane. And he's already taken the tier 1 tower, and he still has his catapult from 5 minutes ago. Well, not from the 5-minute timing, not 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and it looks like he's really sad about not having a Magnus. And as a way to deal with his grief, he's just gonna build a battle. Still have some cleave after all, even if it's not the love from Seb.
On this bottom lane, Thompson, he does have an arcane rune, and he is going to be just fine against that Avalanche Tosh. And now I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back in. But seeing the morphling here of Excalibur, he's going to back off the Poker with another stun. Thompson, Slice of Fist. This is the Parmigiano Reggiano, but he's still able to get the kill on the Vengeful Spirit. And he's looking for even more. That toss-up is not really enough to get rid of this Flame Guard. And even with the Avalanche, so he still has it online. He's looking towards this Tiny. No one else has rotated in. The Slice of Fist, he actually doesn't have the series change. That explains why he didn't connect with them. And just one more Slice of Fist. This Arcane Runes is paying off. He might be able to kill off the Tiny here. And he does. He gets it. The level 4 Slice of Fist. Where were the rotations from the rest of Singularity?
Finchek was just sitting on the remnants, placing his own remnants to hope that Thompson would jump to it. But Thompson was like, nah, I'm just gonna kill your support.
So it looks like Thompson outplaying the buff, and now he goes back to the Remnant, and they have the vision down on Pigmancheck.
He does reveal that they have a word now. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get de-worded soon. But yeah, I can just imagine Thompson with the biggest smile on his face, being like, alright, I'll kill your support.
So Shashlo, he's hit level 6, heading to this lane with the ball plate. Oh, they toss in. Easy stun waveform as well as the Avalanche, and I don't think Seb is long for this world. So with the Beastmaster...
Some nice, nicely executed ganks by SNG. Just making sure that Excalibur has a good time. And I really like this because they realize that this morphing is gonna be their win objective. So whatever happens, they just need to make sure that he has a good game. And so far, he's had a pretty good game.
So we've come out of the laning stage. We're at 10 minutes now. Who do you think's not on top, you know, farm-wise, but from what they were looking to achieve in the lanes? I mean, Anna's had absolute free from, but Excalibur has had a lot better lane than we thought he would. Yeah,
it's been decent for Excalibur, but at the same time, he's more than 1,000 gold behind Anna. And
Anna, they realize once again he hasn't leveled up the battle card. So Pigmancheck, no, he puts the point into it right now, but he's not going to heal up that much, and then Pigmancheck is probably just going to turn this around.
Yep, that was 40% life steal for you.
Yeah, apparently it is not enough, but Thompson, he's found Jerry once again in the trees. The toss back, I don't think it really matters because he can leap forward with that Remnant. Doesn't connect with the Searing Chains. I think they were probably off cooldown, but with this Flame Guard, he's not going to die in the tier 2 tower because he knows he's going to have the Searing Chains.
I feel like Thompson knows the limits of this hero very well. His aggression is very controlled, even if it does seem extremely aggressive. He never dives too far and makes sure he always has a remnant left. And as a result, he hasn't died yet, even though he's been quite aggressive.
So, Shashlo is getting that Vladimir over on the Beastmaster. Do you feel this is a game where he looks for the Snake Dagger like we saw done last game? Or do you think he's looking for a more traditional, I need to be able to set up some of the push for my team build?
I feel like it's a bit too early to say. Because if they can get some nice kills soon, and they can actually achieve a good push timing, I feel like he wants to have that Vlad's medallion. But at the same time, if this goes a bit more into the mid game and they can't really find any kills, I feel like a blink is gonna be very nice for him to have. Then again, there is a Tiny though, which is, as you said, the poor man's blink dagger. Kinda hard to catch an ember with it though.
Yeah, Thompson with the DD. They do have the Avalanche as well as the electric ball attacks overlapping, but he's not able to get away to his remnant. They bring everyone in and they're able to kill him even without burning the raw.
Guess it's the caster's curse once again. just praising for his controlled aggression. Next moment he dies.
Oh, but now the Roar right on top of the Oracle. Even having the ulti doesn't matter. I'm focused as well. Pivot check running forward. They do buy that here on Thompson. But I don't know if it really matters. Jerax is here with the ultimate. They're going to be able to bring down Jerry. Are they going to be able to get more? It looks like Chateau Cop with the steering chains. They are going to catch him as well. But it looks like the rest of the side of Singularity are going to be able to walk it away. Unless Jerax, he does get the vision over on Mapo. No, he misses Mapocha. There you go. Jerax does find no TP left on this ventral turret, and he will be brought down.
These were some very nice swaps by Miposhka, ensuring that they get 3 kills as well as a buyback from Ember. They don't quite get the tier 1 though, so I do feel like the buyback from Ember was ultimately worth it, even if that's kind of a strange thing to say at 13 minutes.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Meanwhile, Anna again ahead of the net worth. He's had that 1 death, and he's gonna have his Battle Fury in a few creeps.
Yeah,
oh, actually just sells his shield for it, and he now, as soon as he hits a secret shop, he's gonna have it.
At the same time, Excalibur is doing a pretty decent job farming as well. It's not as fast as the Troll, but then again, Troll tends to farm a little bit faster than Moi, especially at these early stages.
So Singularity, they've smoked up once again. They have the Primal War, and they do see Thompson here in this mid lane. It looks like they're not going to be able to get on top of it in time. I don't think they can quite do Roshan, and they don't have the full black completed. But someone they can find over here is this from Warlock, and with zipping in, Jerry can be able to get the last hit. Jerax trying to turn this around. They do have the sleight of miss, but without the Maelstrom yet, there's not really that much damage coming out from this Ember Spirit. And Penguin check, now looking to go forward. They have the lasso on top of it. They need a tiny bit more buzz. With the help of No-Tail, they're going to have it. This Morphling here on Excalibur, he's putting his own Ember Spirit. Jerax being saved up here by No-Tail. They're on top of the Beast Monster. So Thompson, he's been able to get a kill there. It looks like they are going to lose a bit. Poker Thompson here, just playing so well. Excalibur, he does have that waveform, so he's going to be able to make his way to the high ground. But he is slowed down thanks by the Searing Chains. He does have a lot of mana, and he's just going to be able to TP out. He knows they don't have the Flaming Lasso or the Searing Chains anymore. But
I really love Sep's item build here. Normally you see these Bat Riders go for drums and BOTs and a nuisance on the map. But Sep recognizes that they already have a Troll, a Pango, an Ember. They're all already going to be pressuring the map, so all they need is initiation. So he just buys a straight Blink, and it instantly pays off, killing Pink Vinjak Storm.
Yeah, it's a really nice turnaround, however, by the side of OG. They did such a great job, even taking that fight without their Troll Warlord. But he now does have the Battle Fury on Anna, so again, we're going to see him go to this top lane. I feel he really does need to be careful. He got caught out a lot last game, but maybe that's why Seb is going to sit behind him, be able to turn it around if they do try gank him.
I feel like it's one of the reasons why he's so farmed though, because he's just playing so aggressively. Like, he doesn't care about his own safety, he cares about creeps.
Yeah, Jerax is trying to push out this bottom lane, but Penguin Check is threatening to mow it down if he shows his face. Seb over here is smoked up, has the Blink Dagger. All they need is the vision on Salmon one. They do see Excalibur in the mid lane, but I'm not sure how the damage. And now Jerry walking up to the high ground is going to break the smoke over on Thompson. But no, Thompson running forward is looking for this fight. Like the fifth Searing Chains, they throw the Avalanche Toss in front, but Thompson is able to skill with that route. And now they're going right over here onto the turret. They're trying to kill off both of them at once, but they're focusing the vengeful turret first. And Jerax, he's actually going to be the one to clean up EGM. So seeing the whole side of OG, they're just going to continue pushing this bottom lane for Singularity.
Tower isn't quite that though, even though Beast pushes quite fast, it's still kind of slow, and as a result it looks like OG is moving into the Roche pit.
Yeah, they do have a Troll Warlord, 3 points in the further. It looks like Thompson was actually the one tanking up the Roshan, but Excalibur as well as Shadow, they're here. They probably have vision provided by a Hawk from somewhere. And Roshan is getting low. PBJ steps in. They're going to be able to take down Zeb, but no tail. Very quick with that 4 gen. He goes into the pit, but he's brought down instantaneously. And now they have the Raw on top of Jerry. But it doesn't really matter. Jerry might have put a point into his ultimate, but Anna doesn't really mind. Just pops his ultimate, able to wail away at this tiny end. Thompson finding someone else in the tree. He has the Aegis to pin, so he doesn't really mind if he goes down once. He's actually TPing back to base. Seb going forward, has the vision of Shashlo, no Raw, only has the Vladimir offering on him, and now no tail with that channel of the fortune. Gonna hold Shashlo in position. He's gonna end up burning to Seb.
Very nice save on Seb. No tail. It's worth noting SNG gets the road kill, so they have that going for them, which is nice.
But yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened in that hit. I think Thompson was just ready with the steering chain strike.
Yep, and Anna just kept hitting the road, so Storm just died to the cleave damage.
Yeah, and now Mapochka, they found him as well as with the silence. Anna's there, so he gets the slow onto him. And now has to eat the melee whirling axes, and that's another kill. OG, this is what we've seen in previous games. They take one good kill. They've already taken this tier 2 mids, the tier 2 top. Oh, but Shafto takes Kyria, is no tail in trouble. But over here, it looks like Thompson might be having a bit of trouble up against Excalibur, but as well as Jerry, he is going to lose his first life. Shafto doesn't have the Raw for a little while. They know where his revenant is, but now Anna and the rest of the team are here. Pivotcheck on the back line. He jumps over the Oracle, is able to get that kill, but the lasso over on top of Pivotcheck, he's probably going to go down once again, but they've lost for the second time. The post TP's in. They do put... No, they don't put the ultimate on control, but they overlap the Raw and the Sun. Anna with his ultimate, he is able to bring down Shashlo, but he's chasing into the Sun because he can't control who he's after. Excalibur with the Strength More. Do they have enough damage to bring down Anna? Yes, they do. And now Seb, he's the only one left in this area, but with Tagger, he should be able to escape.
I feel like this is exactly what Singularity needs to do. They need to keep up the aggression, they need to try to punish OG for these aggressive plays. If they just play passively, they'll just allow OG to take over the entire map. And that's not something you want to have happen when you're playing against a troll with Battle Fury and an Ember. So they take a fight, they're aggressive, and it instantly pays off. So they just need to stay around the Royal cooldown now and try to find kills every single time it's up.
So, Seb, he's building this 4-staff. He isn't going that, you know, drums, boots of travel. No element of that movement speed at all. And OG, after losing this Roshan and this Aegis over on Thompson, do you think they're going to play more defensively, or they're just going to look to forward their aggression even more?
I feel like OG is just gonna do OG things with Aegis or without. So we can expect some aggressive plays, but probably not trying to force any 5v5 fights for now, because they do know that this troll warlight is gonna get further and further ahead of this one.
And in the mid lane, they try to make a move onto Jerry. It is worth noting that Jarek has been able to get this quick spirit round, so once more thing. Swap back, try and save the life of Egypt. Jarek leaps forward, but Thompson with the sightedness is able to clean him up.
I feel like SNG might just be giving them a little bit too much respect. Because at the start it was just Jarek and Thompson. If they instantly could have with the storm, they might have been able to do something. But now they're losing heroes
over here, they found Mapochka's caught up by himself. No one just do nothing to swap in. And Seb just actually sits around on this high ground. They have a Carty, and they're just at the tier 3. And Anna, full SMY complete. This is probably going to be another tier 3. This reminds me so much of their previous games, but Premium Check is there to try and cut the creep wave, but it's not quite enough damage. Now they're onto the melee barracks. So like the fifth, steering chains, it doesn't really matter. That comes out from Excalibur. Now they actually have the silence on. One thing says if he goes forward, he does have the lasso. The waveform is, but Garrett, nice bounce there. The Raw, it looks like it was ineffective. And the Troll, obviously, they have to buy back on their morphing already. They've lost the Oracle, Pimwin Check. But at the lasso, they lose Pimwin Check once again over the Storm. They just have enough control for him. And now, these racks, they still have 4 people from OG. You might have lost Oracle, but you don't really mind when you're not going to get picked off.
I feel like OG is just one step ahead. SNG had the right idea of trying to burst the Oracle, but ultimately they just committed so much and OG just instantly kept that. But it's so important that SNG keeps up the aggression. Even though they just lost the fight, they lost the rest, they have to keep doing stuff. Roy is up in 25 seconds and they have to push the lane, so I feel like they should just go for a smoke again. Try to find this Ember or this troll.
Yeah, so Singularity, you're saying what they need to do to get into this game is smoke yank one of the carries for OG.
Yeah, for sure. Going late game against this OG, but even just OG in general, is just a death sentence.
Yeah, I was gonna say Timber check on this Storm. I mean, he seems poor because he doesn't have this Orchid, but he's actually even with Thompson. It's just who's the one who's so far ahead of the pack.
Yeah, and it feels like Thompson is very far ahead because he's 12 and 2, but at the same time, just compare the CS. Being pin check also almost has twice as much.
Over here, Timber check, they found him once again with the lasso. They probably have more than enough damage with the help of Geralt. And Thompson, he's actually going to be the one to clean his enemy mid laner with Slice of Fist, the other Jano as we like to call it. And so now all that remains is these two towers in the bottom lane, and I think that's the objective they're looking to take.
I don't think they saw the Orchid yet, so Vinta could try to make something happen with it. And if he manages to find a few solo pickoffs, it could turn around this game. Again, it's so risky, because against OG, you never know what to expect. Maybe it's one hero, and maybe it's actually 6 heroes.
I don't know if you've realized, but OG are certainly feeling... If you look at Thompson, he's got a certainly unorthodox Ember Spirit art in there.
I really like it though. It's another way of locking down this Storm, who went for a really greedy Orchid build. So he's not gonna have a BKB anytime soon. So this Athos is gonna be that much more effective.
So, do you think the amount of control they've had on this Storm should have gone for, you know, either a BKB link, maybe even a dual Sept?
Absolutely not. I feel like if you play that defensively, you're just basically a creep. You're gonna stay alive, but you're not gonna do much. This is just playing to win instead of playing not to lose.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Sept was in the trees hoping to get a pick off. Anna, they don't seem to be touching him while he's busy hitting their barracks. Over here on EGM, they do have a Blink Dagger. They are triple Proxon. They have the Avalanche, but it's not enough. He's able to deep away to his breathtaking. Now the reveal of the Orchid does mean they lose their Oracle, but Eric is creating so much havoc. They use the Roar over on the back line on the back line, but they have managed to lose their Morphling. He's over here controlling Timbercheck. They need a little bit more damage, but they're not going to have it because Timbercheck, he is able to take down the Batrider. They buy back on both the Oracles as well as this Batrider here, but now Jarek buttons up. He does kill off the Oracle, and all the meanwhile we're following Anna across the map on top of a Pochka, and that's another buyback from the side of OG. It looks like they want to continue their push. They had taken the melee barracks bottom, and now they're looking to get the Megas. This forces the buybacks from absolutely everyone. OG, they're back here. Timbercheck the silence. Tussles to Thompson, it doesn't really matter. And they found the Pochka once again. Pochka, he just fought back. They will change as much as this second back. And now there's no buyback here on this bench. They have the Avalanche. Timbercheck, is there enough damage? Open control, no tail disaster. And he pops it out. They're going to lose. Check, there's no buyback for another 80 seconds. And it looks like this might just be it. And he's continuing to heal up. And they do call GG Singularity. OG, another 20-odd minute gain here.
Yeah, and once again, they weren't even leading by that much for most of the game. They just see an opening, they hit a timing, and at that point there is not a lot you can do. You really need to be one step ahead of OG.